I'm on a mission to find the perfect grilled cheese sandwich that can be made at home. I'm going to be making 3 levels of grilled cheese sandwiches that all increase in price and difficulty, and rating my favorite one at the end to determine if the extra time and money is actually worth it. And grilled cheese number 3 has an extra special recipe thrown in with it, so don't skip it. Grilled cheese number 1. This is more like your entry-level grilled cheese, something you probably would have made or had like after school when you were like in grade school, and it has 3 simple ingredients. Great value white bread, super cheap, American cheese, this nuclear bomb shelter terrible cheese that everybody seems to love, and some softened unsalted butter. Over low heat, go down with some butter, 1 slice of bread, 2 slices of your bomb shelter cheese, and your other slice of bread. Toast slow and slow until one side is golden brown and the cheese starts to melt. Flip it over, repeat the same on the other side until your grilled cheese is done. Simple as that. And that's grilled cheese number 1, coming in at a price of this per serving. So I don't know if I just got bad American cheese or what. Usually this stuff melts really, really well. This hardly melted at all, as you guys can see from that B-roll. I let this toast, the bread's golden brown, nice and crispy. That cheese just didn't melt. I have no idea what happened. Not bad. It's definitely nostalgic. Not like the best grilled cheese ever by any means, but pretty solid for a quick snack, especially for the time and money invested. But is it the best for the time and money? You have to stick around to find out. So this is the first long YouTube video that I've made in over a year. So if you guys are enjoying it, please like and subscribe. Love you. Grilled cheese number 2. This is something you make when you mature a little bit. You start realizing that there's other things out there besides white bread and American cheese. So we're going to be stepping it up in all categories. Number 1, we're going to be using some Walmart sourdough bread. Has a much better flavor, in my opinion, than white bread. 3 different types of cheeses: pepper jack, sharp cheddar, which are both for flavor, and Swiss cheese, which is going to be for that nice cheese pull. And instead of toasting in just butter, we're going to be using butter and olive oil to add a little bit of extra flavor. What we're not going to be doing is using this bullshit. Pre-shredded cheese is absolutely terrible. Please shred your own cheese. We're gonna go in with butter again and olive oil. Over low heat, spread down, soak up all that goodness. Take your 3 cheese shredded blend, as much as you want. Top piece of bread. And again, toast low and slow. This is gonna take a while, so have some patience. Grilled cheese number 2, coming in at this price per serving, and it definitely took me a little bit longer to make than the first one. Probably 2 times as long. I already know this is gonna be good. You guys see that cheese dripping? My God. This is typically what I make when I make a grilled cheese, so I definitely know how this is gonna taste, but let's give it a taste test. So good. It is crazy the difference that swapping out a few ingredients will make, and toasting in olive oil adds just so much delicious flavor. Grilled cheese number 2 is definitely my favorite. I don't know if it's the best. You'll have to wait for my rating at the end because, like I said, this did take me about 2 times as long to make, but this is definitely a step up from grilled cheese number 1. Also, the reason why I keep putting my grilled cheese on chopsticks on this plate is because whenever you put a grilled cheese directly on a plate, after you toast it, all that steam gets trapped in the bottom and your grilled cheese gets soggy and disgusting. So use chopsticks or a spoon or a cooling rack or something right after you toast your grilled cheese. Put it on there, all that steam can release and your bread will stay nice and crispy. And now for grilled cheese number 3, the grilled cheese final boss. The grilled cheese she told you not to worry about. This is going to be a massive step up from grilled cheese number 2. There's a lot more effort that goes into this one, but a lot more flavor. And I'm not just throwing gold and caviar on this grilled cheese to make it more expensive. I want to show you guys a grilled cheese recipe that's a big step up, that's practical, that you can actually make at home. So we're going to be starting with an upgraded loaf of sourdough. This is a loaf of sourdough that I got at Whole Foods that's absolutely delicious. Toasting in butter and olive oil again because it's amazing. I'm going to be adding some pesto to this grilled cheese along with salt and pepper. It's going to be a 5 cheese blend. Cheddar, pepper jack, and Swiss like I had from before, but I'm adding Munster cheese as another melty cheese, and then a good quality Parmigiano Reggiano. Sorry about that. And the secret recipe that we're going to be adding to this grilled cheese is a garlic confit compound butter. It sounds really fancy. It just means we're going to slow cook some whole garlic cloves in olive oil, add it to some butter with some spices, and use that for the butter on the outside of the bread. I know it sounds very simple. It does take a little while to make, but it adds an insane amount of flavor. You're going to be making this compound butter for the rest of your life. I promise. For garlic confit, we're going to go with the whole bulb of garlic. Peel every single clove. Peeled garlic in the pot and enough olive oil to cover it up. I'm going to cook this over medium heat for like 35 to 45 minutes until the garlic is golden brown and nice and buttery and sweet. It takes a while, just be patient. That's what we're looking for. So the garlic actually took less time than I thought. Just make sure you're keeping an eye on it. Once it's golden brown and fork tender, it's done. And now what I'm going to do, and what you guys should do too, don't waste that oil. Strain it off into a glass jar once it's cooled down and save that garlic infused oil because it is delicious. We're going to use this to toast the grilled cheese later. Now in a food processor, we're going to go in with 2 whole sticks of softened unsalted butter, all of your garlic confit, pinch of salt, fresh cracked pepper, and whatever seasonings you want. I'm going to go with Italian seasoning. It's a red pepper flakes. You just blend it up until it's smooth and it's all incorporated. That's literally it. That's compound butter. So this one's going to be similar to the last one. We're going to take some of that garlic infused olive oil, put a little bit of that in the pan on a low heat, and then take that garlic confit compound butter you just made and spread it on one side of the bread. We're going to be toasting both sides of the bread here, which is another upgrade from the last grilled cheese. Because of the pesto that we're adding to it, it's also going to add some texture and make sure that the pesto that you're adding to the inside of the sandwich is not going to make the bread all like soggy and disgusting. Toast until golden brown. And on the toasted side, a little bit of pesto. A little goes a long way. Little bit of salt, pepper, just a little bit. Compound butter on the untoasted side. You know, I forgot the chopsticks because I'm a fucking idiot and I'm scatterbrained and I'm breaking my own rules. Use chopsticks because this bread's getting all kinds of soggy right now. And a little more of your olive oil back in the pan. There's a lot of fat in here. If you want to make a good grilled cheese, you got to use a lot of fat. I don't know why I did that because we're going to add our 5 cheese blend. I think I shredded too much. Top piece of bread, toast low and slow until golden brown, the cheese is melted. And finally, grilled cheese number 3 comes in at this price per serving, and this was the price that I paid for every ingredient for this sandwich. This thing is a beast. The smells in my kitchen right now are heavenly. But is it worth the price and the time? This took significantly longer to make. Let's give it a taste test. Oh my God. Okay, now the tough part. I gotta make my final decision. Which one is better for the time spent and the money spent on actually making the sandwich? I'm sorry, I know number 1 is classic, it's nostalgic, but it's gotta go. It was okay, but it was very subpar, even though it took like 5 minutes to make. So that leaves number 2 and number 3. So number 3 by far was the best tasting, but it took significantly longer to make. Number 2 still tasted really good and took about, I don't know, a third of the time to make compared to number 3. They're both really good, but which one do I think I would, or maybe you guys would make on like a consistent basis that still tastes really, really good? Honestly, I've got to go with sandwich number 2. Delicious, 3 different types of cheeses, toasted in butter and olive oil. One thing you could do is maybe add some pesto to this sandwich to make it a little bit better. But number 2, for practicality, for the time spent and the money spent, has got to be, in my opinion, the perfect grilled cheese to make at home. Before I go, I'm going to leave you guys with one thing. Chew with your mouth closed. Don't ever be that person that's it's disgusting. See you next time. Subscribe.